Victor Frankenstein, the Jackal, 6-year-olds. They all share one major thing in common. They love to just rip shit apart and mash it together until it's a new hybrid monstrosity. Hey howdy everyone, I'm Ghost, and today we're going to be talking about one of the weirdest toy lines I've personally seen. Marvel Superhero Mashers. Created by Hasbro in 2014 and ending in 2016, these 6-inch figures were designed to be a part of Hasbro's new Mashers initiative, intending to be less detailed and less articulated, budget-friendly versions of their Marvel legends, including the play feature of being able to pull apart and merge the figures together with whatever character you purchased. Hitting shelves in January of 2014, there were 4 versions you could choose from. Those being the standard figures, battle upgraded, electronic figures, and multi-packs, retailing for $9.99, $14.99, and $19.99 USD respectively, although I'm unable to find a price for the multi-packs, so just add $10 per figure added. If you remember exactly how much they cost back then, please do be sure to let me know down in the comments. Later on, Hasbro also introduced the Micro series in 2016, retailing for $4.99 per figure. These were smaller 2-inch versions of the characters that still included the interchangeable appendages gimmick, that quite honestly just makes them look like bobbleheads. Alongside those, the last thing in this line of toys were vehicle packs, for both micros and standard figures. Again, I can't find online how much they cost, or even when they were released, so again, just assume $10 extra for the price and released somewhere in between 2014 to 2016. They're released in waves having anywhere from 1 to 5 characters per wave, ranging from well-known and beloved characters like Spider-Man, Iron Man, and the Hulk, to lesser-known characters like A-Bomb, and Iron Patriot, and Scar. Right. Okay then. Well, besides the hobgoblin-shaped stain, these waves have some pretty interesting designs and characters featured. I won't go too in-depth on every character, but I will stop and talk about some of my favorites here and there. Starting off with the webhead themselves, the spectacular Spider-Man. That's right, dear viewer, because not only do we have the original Peter Parker, we got the future crime fighter Miguel, also known as 2099, the medieval knight of Old York, Spider Knight, the cross-minded, kind of mid-storyline but has its moments, Superior Spidey, the metal-clad oh my god dads are divorcing Iron Spider, the clone disaster Ben Reilly, and the best Spider-Man, Miles Morales. And what is this arachnid without his predators? I mean foes. We got Green Goblin, Venom, Carnage, Rhino, Doc Ock, Electro, Hobgoblin, Toxin technically, and Agent Venom. I know Agent Venom technically isn't a villain, but I count Flash as an antagonist, and if I'm being completely honest, I didn't want to just do another subsection for Spidey's side characters just for him. I've read the Agent Venom run, I know he isn't a bad guy, I'm just lazy. I want to point out how good the transparent Electro looks, alongside the head sculpts for Scarlet Spider and the battle-damaged Spidey, as well as Spider-Man himself. By far my favorites out of the bunch. It truly makes me wonder how a Shocker would have looked in this style. Dude, fuck Hobgoblin, he's such a lame character. Sticking relatively close to Spidey, we have the street-level characters. These include Daredevil, Ghost Rider, and Iron Fist. Despite being a relatively short section, these figures all look super good and I felt like they were designed by fans of the characters. I do wish though we could have got the rest of the Defenders, such as Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Misty Knight, hell, give me a Moon Knight, or even a Doctor Strange to tie in with the original Defenders. I am a bit confused by Matthew's baton scythe situation though, I'm not quite sure what's happening there. Mutants. Since the discovery of their existence, they have been regarded with fear, suspicion, often hatred. Across the planet, debate rages. Are mutants the next link in the evolutionary chain, or simply a new species of humanity fighting for their share of the world? Just like I had to fight off a child to get that last Wolverine figure, heyo! The X-Men and its supporting cast are a staple to the Marvel Universe, and deserve to be done with justice. Now, how did Hasbro go at adapting them into combiner figures? They did pretty fucking good! Despite only doing technically 7 characters, they all look terrific. We get Iceman, Pyro, Deadpool, Juggernaut / Colossus, Sabretooth's head and arm, and lastly Wolverine and his many variants. Speaking of the Knucklehead, he has 4 versions. A base classic version, his astonishing outfit, his brown and yellow outfit, and lumberjack power bottom. Overall, the X-Men have some amazing designs, and quite frankly, that Iceman might be the best one in the whole series. Holy shit, that looks awesome! Moving on to a character closely attributed to Wolverine and the X-Men. Smashing their way into the video, we have the gamma-irradiated monster, the Incredible Hulk. Marvel's Strongest There Is and friends get 4 figures in total, along with a few variants of Big Green himself. Those being A-Bomb, Red Hulk, the Hulkbuster, Scar, and the Jade Giant himself. The variants aren't anything super special, more just recolors, and give him the mandatory accessories for children toys, such as armor, or a wrist-mounted laser cannon. Wait, why does the Hulk, one of the characters whose whole deal is throwing hands, have a laser cannon? I would understand Iron Man, or maybe even Red Hulk having a laser cannon if I squint hard enough, but the guy who goes bare-knuckle brawling against Marvel's biggest hitters gets a laser gun? I will, however, point out how cool the Hulkbuster and Scar look here. I love the sculpts they use, and it is cool to get unique, random characters like Scar. Oh yeah. From Hulk's earth-trotting mishaps to grand space adventures, there are many characters you would never have expected to be introduced in this Jade Bruiser's comics. One of those characters being Rocket Raccoon, one of the core modern members of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, technically. He was introduced in Marvel Preview number 7 as a different raccoon named Rocky, and then reworked to be Rocket in the Hulk appearance, which isn't canon anymore and just implanted memories instead. Oh right, the Guardians. There are 7 Guardians-related characters included in this line, those being the aforementioned Rocket Raccoon, Groot, Star-Lord, Drax the Destroyer, Nova, Ronan the Accuser, and the Mad Titan himself, Thanos. Thanos? Thanos. I have an accent. I assume these characters were included due to the recent success of the Guardians of the Galaxy movie that was released at the time. And like the movie, these are pretty fun. I can definitely nitpick the fact that we don't have Gamora, Nebula, or Mantis, but surely the lack of women won't be an upcoming problem, right? From one member of the Guardians to another. That's right, it's everyone's favorite alcoholic, Iron Man. Emma Frost's ex-husband is no stranger to the world of action figures, and being honest, combiner figures with multiple different accessories sounds like the best version of an Iron Man toy. The characters we get are Tony himself, alongside many armors, such as the stealth suit, the black and gold suit, the Silver Centurion, and even a second Hulkbuster, War Machine, Whiplash, and the Ironmonger. I do wish we got more experimental with the suit choices for Tony and Rhodey, and included some more unique outfits, such as the Mark 1, both of their Marvel vs. Capcom 2 armors, probably one of the MCU outfits, considering they were around at the time. Hell, give me an Igor. Mark 42, come on. An actual War Machine Iron Patriot, instead of that sex pest under there. Here's the image again! Ah! I truly think a relaunch focused on Iron Man and his Hall of Armors would be an incredible use of this toy line, but we will talk about relaunches a little bit later. Tony Stark isn't the only Avenger featured in this toy line. In fact, there are multiple core members of the team that appear, those being Captain America, Thor, Hawkeye, Black Panther, Vision, Falcon, Beta Ray Bill technically, and Ant-Man. But the Avengers are nothing without their villains, including Loki, the Winter Soldier, Ultron, Crossbones, and Doctor Doom. I do wish we could have gotten more Avengers adapted, such as Wasp, Black Widow, Wanda, hell, give us a Yellow Jacket, as well as some of their more unique villains like Claw, Graviton, Enchantress, and Executioner. They all could have fit this line pretty well too. Hey look, Ant-Man is about to use Pym particles to shrink! Oh, what's that? The Micro line never got an Ant-Man? The character that makes the most sense to be a mini-scale version? Okay. Sure, man. These are the smaller 2-inch figures mentioned in the intro, having 18 Micro Chud figures, those 18 being World War II Captain America, Ghost Rider, Rocket and Groot, Spider-Man and the Rhino, Captain America and Red Skull, Spider-Man 2099 and Venom, Thor, Spider-Man, and some characters featuring vehicles like Black Panther, Hulk, Iron Man, and Spider-Man. Even though these aren't even a top 3 micro Hasbro figure, they're alright. Feels like they weren't confident people would actually buy the full-sized figures, so they just threw some shit together. Except for that Hulkbuster. That shit fucks! Superhero Squad mulks the fuck out of these though. It's crazy. Cars go vroom vroom, vehicles new, this is a good transition, wow! Much like every other Hasbro toy line, they have to find some way to incorporate vehicles into it, and the mixers are no exception. Releasing a total of 5 vehicles, all varying in scale, making next to zero fucking sense. Why does Iron Man need a motorcycle? The ones we got are the Hulk Smash Dozer, Black Panther's Shadow Claw, Spider-Man's Speedercopter, Spider-Man's turret-mounted jet, what the fuck, and the aforementioned Iron Man's motorcycle. Obviously these were made just to sell more toys, so I don't expect them to make a lick of sense at all. But most of the designs are nice, I think. I think they work for a show like Spidey and His Amazing Friends, but overall they just aren't anything special. I will note the fact that some of them are for microfigures and others are for the full-scale version, which is kind of weird. Where the fuck are the women? They are some of the most important and strongest characters in the entire franchise, and the most Hasbro can muster up is a micro Black Widow? Not even a Wasp to fit in with the micros! Fucking Black Widow? A character played by 2 of the most well-regarded actresses ever. Gets this? Not even mentioning the fact we got every single Guardian outside of Gamora. You know, one of the core members of a movie that was released during this toy line's lifespan. You can't get the designers to figure out how to make it work? Imagine how cool it would be to have the core X-Men like Storm or Phoenix. No, we have to appeal to all the fucking Hobgoblin fans. All 3 of them, fuck you! Even the new line avoids women like an incel at an old cafe. What is their aversion to using a slightly curvier build? I want cool toys and my favorite characters, damn it. Give me a fucking rogue mixer, Hasbro. God fucking damn it. You stupid fucking piece of shit. Fucking Later on, Hasbro ended up rebooting the line in December of 2024. Ranging anywhere from $15 to $30 for a base figure? Oh my god. I'm not going to go super in depth into this line since it's still ongoing, but I will briefly compare them to the originals. Whoa, crazy live action segment. Who would have guessed? So, what we're going to be doing here is we are going to be comparing the original mixes to the newer line. Yes, I went out of my way to get them. This took a lot of effort. I'd like to thank from Facebook Marketplace for selling me these. They were originally her son's toys, but now they are going to be mine. I'm so sorry, but I did lie to you if you're seeing this. They're not for my son. They're for me. They're very much adult men. So yeah, cool. Let's start off with a unanimous hero that pretty much everybody loves. That is Spider-Man. He is unanimously one of the world's most popular superheroes. This is the Iron Spider design. She didn't have the original, and to be fair, the original would have cost like $100 to just get that one. Instead, this bundle of stuff was $100. So we get a divorce era Peter Parker. Overall, the design is done pretty well. He looks, you know, about par for the course of what this line of toys were. I can't think of really any complaints besides, you know, being spoiled by Marvel Legends. Like the lack of an ab crunch, the lack of butterfly joints, no wrist movement, only forearm. We do get toe movement. Well, not toe, but foot movement. That's on its own swivel, which is surprising. Especially for a children's toy, I wouldn't expect them to have that. Most of them would be like the arm here, where it's just one whole piece. I've never done a toy review before. This is so new to me. The most I've seen is like Dumb Jake or Godzilla Mendoza's videos, so I'm going off what they do. But yeah, let's test out the gimmick, the interchangeableness of these figures. And I've killed Spider-Man. So this is the mixer gimmick in practice. You can pull off anything that's connected by a joint, except these feet. You can't do that. No, no, no. Bad, bad. You can pull off anything and actually interchange it with another hero. So, for example, let's bring in another hero. Let's set you aside. Let's also set Spidey over here for now. The second hero that we are going to be looking at is Wolverine. Specifically in the classic John Byrne brown and yellow outfit. One of my all-time favorite outfits, I must say. Okay, but yeah, it's a pretty well-translated design. I do think the claws here are a bit chunky, but that's probably just so they could physically stay on there, you know? The mask, you know, looks good. It's got like a little bit of crinkle action going on in the eyebrows, which is fun. Noticing that there's no X on the buckle, which, yeah, sure, whatever. Not a big deal, it's just me nitpicking, being like, oh, it's not doing the thing! I'm pointing at his penis! Oh yeah, there's these little holes on all of them. And the next character I'll show how that works, probably a little bit better. But yeah, you can attach anything with a peg into these holes to be able to add accessories or different parts. Okay, so now let's also test out this. Oh, focus. Focus, camera. Come on. Let's test out this interchangeable gimmick and see how well it actually works. Well, yeah, that's about what I expected. It looks scuffed as hell. I wasn't expecting, like, a really awesome, like, oh, he's transforming into Wolverine! No, you just put his head on. Okay, well, let's set Spider-Reen over here. And put this on Wolverman over here. Camera, please! You are an expensive piece of shit that doesn't work half the time! God damn it. The next character we will be reviewing is Captain America. Now, this is where things get interesting, because how would Captain America's shield work with these things? Well, I'm glad you asked. Also, don't fucking interrupt me again. Shield. Just like a little peg. And you can, just pop it in his hand. Simple as that. It just slots into his hand. If you also want, you can slot it into the peg holes we were talking about earlier. All you gotta do is simply put it in. I don't know what else to tell you, man. That's about it. Yeah. We do have a couple accessories here that we can use on Spider-Man. We have a couple of alternate hands that we can use on Mr. Parker. So right here we got these two very chunky accessories. This one, which looks like it's splurting out some water, but I'm just assuming it's a blue web. And this other one, which is very chunky, and actually has a real button that you can press to shoot out a web. So let's give that a shot. It doesn't fit in the hole. What about this one? Do you fit in? Oh, it lights up. Got it. This isn't a shooter. It's a light to light up his yellow web. 'Cause Iron Spider, I guess. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me talking about this. There is more that I do talk about. Go check over on the Patreon, just $1, and you can see me review 4 more of the original figures, a vehicle, and some accessories. Thank you for watching this. Now back to the original video. Overall, I fondly adore this line and think it has such a unique gimmick. Despite some of the frequent downsides, like the lack of women heroes, no actual ab crunch, and an over-reliance on characters like Captain America, Hulk,
Spider-Man, 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 Spider-Man.
But it is still very enjoyable, and I highly recommend picking up some if you find them cheap somewhere. I do have a wish list of some characters I would have liked to see, such as Shocker, an actual attempt at Beta Ray Bill, Rogue, any of the Fantastic Four, Cyclops, and Captain America. If there are any characters you wished we got, let me know down below, but that does it for me. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz if you enjoyed the video. Do suggest any other toy lines you wish for me to talk about, and I'll do my best to get around to it. I will put a big asterisk on that. Superhero Squad is in the works, and is coming out soon. And last but not least, be safe, have fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.